Ooh, my back. Oh, that's so cute. Okay. Just ate a tabbouleh salad. Stuff is actually really healthy for you. Um, Fresh parsley, fresh tomatoes, bulgur wheat, fresh lemon, olive oil, fresh onions, salt, black pepper. Let me see how much salt in here. 65 milligrams for about 14 servings. And it says that that's like 3%. So it's not a lot. I mean, if you eat the whole thing, that's a lot. But don't do that. It's the coffee. It makes me crave a lot of food. But regardless, so we're gonna give like a general reading for anybody who's interested. So let me get this started. So let's see. We're gonna be using this deck, the Descartes Infernales. I have several other decks. We'll slowly work our way into seeing which one everybody is most comfortable with, and you guys can pick and choose if that's what you're interested in. You can still pick and choose. We don't want to lose the card. We're gonna shuffle again, but you can pick and choose. You can also pick and choose how you want your reading. I can do crystal ball, um, gazing. I can do candle readings, but those come with you'll have to pay for the candle. That's all I ask. But the candles are perceived by me, not from you. So, one thing I also do Ouija board readings, very safe. I know how to handle that, super easy. Nothing is unsafe in a practice unless that other person does not understand how to handle their emotions. And that's the key to people is we often notice that people who do not understand how to hold their emotions in, and then they let it all out. And then some people will trigger us too because of the things that they say. They'll get inside us, and we don't want that. That's not healthy. That's not healthy. Nobody should ever make you feel uncomfortable, and you have the right to feel comfortable here. You have the right to ask any question without being laughed at, joked at, or any question. Really, this is for adults. So this is what I say. This is for adults to ask serious questions. Adults seeking adults. I am 28 years old, though I may look whatever age you believe. I mean, I don't know what you would expect from me. I don't know what I'd expect from myself either. Look at me, I'm young. But here I am, again, with this deck, giving you a general reading, whoever this pertains to. It is a general reading, so general readings are for a group of people. So this could be like a group for anyone. So let's see. So I'm gonna see in general like this person. Let's see, person of the group. So let's see. Oh, we got one. Andremalek. Oh, this person likes to show off a little bit. Is it a free reading? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Um, this person likes to show off a little bit. This is not for you though. But let me get to that. Would you like your reading first, or would you like me to finish with this one? Okay. Listen, there is a way I can tell if this is true. Um, gotta be careful with this. So, did you give any personal information out that is extremely risky? Like any personal information out? Don't say it on here, but just say, did you? Yes or no? That's all I need. Because you believe that this is what you believe. You believe that you're worried, right? Your answer to that, I'll draw a card with this deck, and then we'll get the result of that answer. Yes. Okay. Okay, we're gonna see. Okay, well, back in the deck you go. I know. You definitely got some information hitting, trying to get out. There's somebody who's trying to do something. Don't know what this is, but this card is reversed. So I believe um hmm. So you've had things in the past with problems with protection and security. This card was reversed, so it showed me that you've had problems in the past. Right now, I don't really see that, although I do see you holding on to some of that. This card was reversed, it was upside down, so it is not really a threat or anything you are worrying about. This matter is a personal opinion. As long as you close those gates that are yours, nothing can get through. Nothing can get through. It's all about safety. Just relax, breathe. As Dr. Phil says, eat a moon pie. You know, it's always something that we do believe too. We honestly do feel like there is something going on. Like I feel it too. Like I believe, like for this, even I feel. We're gonna draw another card just to double check, okay? Because this is a sign that I do see what you mean. I got that card and I was a little worried, and I'm like, we're gonna draw another card just to double check. Okay, we got one. Abigail. Um. So, is this a male or a female? Are you worrying about a male in your life, a very handsome male, somebody who's very handsome? Yes or no? And take your time though, because I do understand how it feels to be worried. Because I would worry myself. Yeah. So he knows you, and you're worried about. So this is a relationship reading now. So this has to do with your relationship and your securities. So he's made you feel disconnected from yourself. He's made you feel insecure. You need to really tell him that you need to tell him to get his shit together. He needs to get on his boat and sail and get his shit together. And if he wants to literally fix and make amends, that's how it works. But he's a really good. I wouldn't say he's bad, but he kind of gives me like this bad boy energy. I'm getting like bad boy, and I don't mean like in a. Yeah, it is an axe. Yeah, I definitely see this. Yeah, it's an axe. And I still think that they have bad energy for you. It's very seen. And they're plotting. They're still plotting this. I still feel this. They're still plotting. As long as you just stay away from them, you'll be good. Don't go to no parties with them there. Don't go to any events that they're at. It's unfortunate that you have to lose that privilege, but you're not losing anything. You actually can do a lot more without him in the picture because you're better than him. You're better than him. So, one thing that I'll say, let me see, one more card. Just what did we draw? We're gonna shuffle the deck one more time because the cards got mixed up. I couldn't see what was coming. Okay, so we got one card. Asmodeus. Okay. This one. Do they stop soon? What do you mean? Do they stop soon? Do they stop soon? Hmm. Do they stop soon? I'm not sure what that means. Could you imply more? You have 200 characters. Write it out as best as you can explain it, and I will answer to the best of my ability. Are you talking about the cards? Like the cards, like when shuffling them? Well, I don't feel them stalking you. That's not what I'm saying. I feel that they think about you in a dark way. So they're very hateful, very envious of you because they're envious of who you would get. Because you're very beautiful. You're very beautiful, and how I know this is because we got the card Asmodeus. This talks a lot about sensuality and divine beauty. This is a very powerful card. So, one question is, okay, I'm not gonna go with that, but let's go with this. So, because Asmodeus is a central being, it depicts the channeling of what you work with as a central person. So, it is the demon, which I would say loves and loves to love. So, um, it's just a very sensual energy that I get from this, and this is coming from you. So what this means is pertaining to you do modeling. Okay, that makes sense now. Yeah, because I very much feel this. Um, yeah, I feel that. So this pertains to a talent. You've got a lot of talent. Wow. Okay. Asmodeus at the end was actually a very like good change around because this talks about like from building yourself up from your life, like from the bottom to the top, you became this person. And by doing modeling, you became the inner person of what people could never become. By letting go of people, you know what you could do further than that? You could even get into acting. You could change what you've experienced and put that into acting. You could put that emotion into acting. But it is really a good career. And I really suggest that since you have talent already, why not go further? You can definitely do that. You have a lot of experience in modeling, and you do have some. You might have some small fallbacks, but don't take it hardcore because you definitely know what you're doing. You definitely got it. Take a break once in a while. That's healthy. I mean, like being glam is good, but self love is also expressed through Asmodeus too. So this explains something. So there is a balance of what you're pushing out is too much for you. So it does also kind of point more towards that you are one who is putting in a lot of work and not getting enough love in from an outside person, like as a person. So asking about an ex would seem along those lines. I would see even myself doing that because I would worry about that myself, because I have an ex. But I would say you can always love those who hate you. You can always love them. You can always love them in a way that powers you and becomes part of you, and that stays with you forever. And they never die. Like they do die, but you will eventually perish just so long when we all do. So when the time comes, and this is just a general reading for that. Yeah, of course, yeah, no problem. But this is nothing scary. Everybody faces, everything in life. And this is just a very beautiful overlay. I really like this. So that is so cool. And the fact that you faced your challenges so head on though, like you nailed it, like right on the coffin, head on. And then you also turned down the people in your life who told you that you were never enough. You turned them down You told them, fuck it. I'm going to do me. I'm going to do myself. You can go ride on your high horse. I'm going to go ride on my horse. You do your own thing, and I'm going to do my own thing. And it seems like you did have problems with some people, which would happen because, even people don't understand that when a person wants what they want, they better let them have what they want because that is their life. You can never control a person's life. And just for you as a spiritual message, don't control other people's life because you can control yours. So if another person is trying to control your life, never let them, you know. And when love does come in, know that that's up for you to decide. And there are risks with that. There are risks, but much, much peace and harmony. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna do. Um, Gosh, I'm so nervous with some of this stuff because it's so new to me, and it's like I have a lot of stuff that I have never spoken about that I've talked with and channeled, and it's very there, and it's just wanting to come out. It's just like I gotta speak for you. I want to talk to you. I want to say hi. I'm here. It's just like it's so funny to me personally, on a level where I know what that feels like for myself, but for this energy that comes in, it's like, hi, I'm here. Just letting you guys know, I'm gonna be like doing the readings for him, and it's just like, as you should. Very funny though. I like that energy. Okay, so let's draw these cards. But one thing, I'm going to do maybe a channeling. Maybe let's see. We have about we'll do one for 6 minutes. Hey Siri, set a timer for 6 minutes. Okay. Dolores Cannon is a good one. She's open right now. I can feel her. So yes, I'll come in. Okay. So when we come to Earth, we feel that we are one. We feel that because we're so fresh, we start off so new, and we realize that we are children still. So we have nothing to fear. We have nothing to fear. We don't know anything. Nothing hurts us. We don't know anything. So, because we're so pure, there's also one risk because of that. Because we're so pure, there's always a risk with that. The risk of your world is that by going in and being sent in from the other side, the risks are anything is possible. Anything. That risk could mean being killed by a rare disease, being tasked with difficult jobs that you just can't do, um, feeling impacted by a lot of pressure and weight, feeling depressed, even sad, facing fear of facing challenges ahead of you, fear of not tackling those because of the fear that lies with them. Um, Facing those challenges is a task that we all have to go through. And as I journeyed throughout my life, I learned that we all go through it a different way in our own collective consciousness. You see, because there's a thing that they don't tell us when you're psychic is that what you interact with is on your own level. Doesn't mean that everybody does the same thing on your own level. We all have our own mind. That is what is the significance of the collective, that we all have individual classifications, individual comprehensions, individual powers, individual gifts, individual strengths, individual sights, individual abilities. And then there are also people who do not understand that those powers are gifts and are meant to help this world. And there are people who have tried to remove those people in your time, burned them as witches, killed them as women, hurt men because of how they love, killed nations because of fear of how forgiving they are. Fear is a powerful tool. Is it, though, that we use fear to use and invoke it as a tool? Or is it that fear is an obstacle for some? Some use fear as an obstacle. Some can face fear and some can get through it. Some indulge in fear, some like it. Some do not understand fear. Some look at fear and they see nothing. They do not understand it. So, what they do is they think of ways to kill the fear. Think of those ways to stop that. And that fear is not something that we want to stop. It is not something we want to eliminate, but it is something we want to grow and allow room for it to expand and to become aware so that it can grow also just like what it was before it was fear. We want to align ourselves in the highest alignment of which we know is best for us. And that power is very, very powerful. It is self healing, it is self radical love, it is self indulgence, it is self, it is self, it is self. Fear is a perception of the mind that is an instinct. It is something that if you do not adapt, the instinct will take you over. Fear is a thing that once it stays inside you, it will grow and grow and grow until you cannot take it over. These fears are so powerful that some that are faced and tasked with none other than no other things that are extremely dangerous that have ever happened before in the time of humanity. Some are tasked with building new technologies that they have no advice on. None. Some are tasked with bioengineering, things that don't exist. They don't know what they're looking for, and they're wondering, how do you define something that there's no definability to create something, to expand the expansion of God, to expand and to create, to love and to allow, to have freedom, to be seen and to be loved is something that we all must fight for. And that is what we all have fought for. That is all what we have fought for. It is all what we fight for because we fear that when we die, that fear is what is there. And that is why we fight in this realm, in this time and space, because we believe that fear is part of life, which it is. But there are ways to get over fear. To surpass fear, one must acknowledge the truth of your own inner self. You must look at both perceptions. You are both light and you are both dark. You stare at the dark half of you too much. You become overburdened. You become scared. You become chaotic. You become drained. You become amalgamated. And then you become tossed along with the past pile, which you tried over and over again. And then these things don't work. And you try it because you're stuck in that pile. You try because fear is what you've known, fear is what you've been told, fear is what you've believed, and fear is what you've always known. That is what is fear. That is what they've told you. However, the light side is not the same as what we believe it. The light side is so powerful that it merges with the dark side so that the light can shadow itself. It is the direct mirror of the opposite, directly tied together two halves of the same tie between each other. So, as I say, above and below, these perceptions are based on properties that are mundanely lit in the space of who we are. These properties are built really significantly on what we believe as people. They can be changed. Um, Not really, though. They can't. We can allow them, we can adjust them and tamper with them, but we can never break the rules that we were made into. Do you see what I mean? So when we try to break these rules, of course, I would love a reading. Okay, yeah. Okay, so do you want me to do a channeling for you? Sorry, it's just this spirit was just coming straight through, and it was just like, whoo, they're still there though. If you want to work with that, is that okay with you? Because they're very there, they're very there, and she's ready to just like pour her heart and soul into this energy. But she wants to know what's your question because she's definitely feeling that you have a question about um family. Is it with family? Because I can feel this family. There's something with family, and I'm sensing it. Family. You have a something big going on with your family, and I don't know if it's good. It's a good thing. Did you just have a birth in your family? I feel that this is something positive. Did you? This is interesting. Was there a birthday celebrated recently? Yes, no. No, not family, no birth. It's with a special girl in my heart. Okay, so this is what I was thinking. Okay, let's see. So, one thing that I will say the connection between death and what we tie into ourselves is what I expertisely work with. But you are looking for what type of reading, though? Because I can speak to any spirit, I can contact anything without there being any risks. All I ask is for respect, and that is all you have to do on your part. And that is all it takes. You know, you can ask anything. There is really no limits. I mean, so a special girl in my heart. It's with a special girl in my heart, not family member. So you want to know about. This is interesting. So you have somebody who you really, really love. You have somebody who you really love, don't you? You really love them. You love them. Is this no. So it's not family. Okay. Oh. So is it an animal? Because I feel like there's an animal like literally right around you. And I feel that. Is there? I feel that. Very hard to navigate. Okay, so one thing I'll tell you is animals can be very helpful with guiding. One thing too, I'm also autistic, so I do understand, and I do understand how you feel. Um, Start with education. Start introducing new techniques and ways to treat and reward with things early. Get into that. Because when you ease into a process without the person getting straight into bigger things, people really don't understand that an autistic person doesn't want to face challenges. It's not easy. We don't want to be part of the world. We just want to stay at home and just do what we do and watch TV or do whatever we do, and that's just us. But it is very hard, and I do agree. As parents, we try to understand why what happened, and there's actually nothing we can hold accountable. There's nothing. There's nothing that is accountable, that is factorable, that we can um, legally do anything about. But there is a thing that I will say, alerting I can't give any information away personally, but I do say that books and start teaching. You can, getting close to ways to teach is another form of love, and teaching is a way of showing love. That is a huge gift to give them. It is the same concept as teaching how to hunt and eat. That teaching method, if you understand how to approach it and handle it, is the same. There are so many people who have gone through trauma that when they were taught to handle trauma, they survived it and they've made it out of so many things. So I feel this energy, and I do feel this. Um, I want to know honestly, with your heart, do you feel that this is your fault? Because I want to know something. Do you honestly think that this is your fault, or do you think that how did you get involved in this? Because this is something that I'm curious about, because this is interesting. Right, 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 right. Okay, so no, you're fine. It's not your fault. The thing is, hurt exists because it can be passed. Pain is a disease. Do you understand pain is a disease? Do you understand that? Pain is a disease. There's not supposed to be any pain that should exist. Where we come from as humans, and ancestral wise, from outside of the planes of reality, there is no pain. There is no pain there. We exist in this reality because there is a defined form that we have to exist in, defined definitively. So, I was also poorly educated too, but I paid for my schooling, I paid for all myself. And a PhD is a very high skill. That's a very huge thing. That give them credit, show them how hard they worked, because that experience will build them. They want to be rewarded, and that sounds like it. Give that to them, because it seems like they've missed something, and it seems like their childhood trauma is continuing on. I can feel that because I felt that. I feel that myself. you know, um, and it's not your fault that the trauma that they went through, and it's no one's fault other than the fact that you know the people that put them through that. 6 months. So I don't understand what these questions are. She can't go back to the point of when it was organic and new. Her autism just won't let her. Organic and new. I'm not sure what I understand. Do you know that sensory perception can be overloaded and passed on to people who don't understand what sensory perception is? So if you're around a person and you're not remaining neutral, then that person feels that energy, and that's why they will avoid certain things. That is why they'll go through that trauma, because they're being pushed into it. It's not you on purpose. So you feel guilty about this. I see now. You feel guilty about this because you think that you're doing it. You're not aware that you are, though, a little bit, but you don't know at all. You're not actually aware. And this isn't your fault. This happens to so many people. It happened to even me with some things. Hello, editing reality. Welcome. It's also very interesting to see many things within the capabilities of autistic people. When there was one thing that I realized with some things, with the potential of the mind and the brain, with children and their ages that they grew. Um, she just can't find that trust me, although she admits love. So, what are you referring to? I'm so confused. So when we met, it was flowing just trust and say after me. Oh, okay. So right, okay. So I guess I can see what you mean. I understand fully now. This is what I thought it was from the beginning. A love relationships reading. Okay. So again, okay. Do you know that it's hard for some people to open up because of comfortability? It's hard. You know, I'm often uncomfortable around men and women because of how I look, because of what I know, and because I don't feel like I fit any gender, and that's perfectly normal because I can be who I am. And I can even go by gender if I want to. I can fit into any title, class, range if I want to, if I need to, because that's who I am, and I can do that because it's my body. And it's also my mind. Also, one thing though too, um, sometimes relationships miss out on a lot of fun. You know, there's some things that they miss out on a lot of fun, and that is really hard because when we go into things that are very hard and we choose to do them, we take on something else as well. Not with the relationship, but with something outside. Think about that very well. Very focus on this with me because this is you and this is them, okay? You're in a relationship, you're together, okay? You're trying. You don't understand like each connection that you have with people brings that into life. Do